and welcome back. My name's Karen. I'm one half of Kiora Creations and welcome to another update. Now, this is going to be filmed in a few parts purely for the fact that we have markets this weekend and I wanted to show you some makes before we went to the market so you know what's happening. And I've got to correct myself about something from last week, and also I've got a yarn haul. Well, it's not much of a yarn haul, it's just two balls of the same colour, but it's new to me. So welcome or welcome back. Thank you to everyone who has watched our videos. It is greatly appreciated. If you do find that this is something that you would like to follow or just to watch, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. Anyway, we'll get into it. Now, last video I said that our horseshoe hooks that we make, that this is half of another horse. Oops, try and hold it a bit better. That's half of another hook. I was corrected by the husband and he said, no, it's only a third. So it's one whole horseshoe hook and then that is a third. So just correcting myself from last week. Now, as I said, I had a bit of a yarn haul. Now, this yarn is new to me. I have got some Premier Parfait Chunky. I've been asked, or requested to make a animal which I'm turning into a spluter, and the pattern called for this yarn, so I thought, well, it's on special at the moment on Craft Online, so I ordered 2 balls of this colour, which is almond butter. So I'm going to, I love the feel of it. It feels so soft. So I'm going to have a go using that yarn. And then when because I never knew what it was like, and then when it arrived, I thought, oh, that's great. Now I need black, but I don't, sorry about the rustling, I don't have black in that as well. So I got online and I've ordered a black as well to come to make the requested item. So hopefully that arrives soon and I'll get it made and I'll be able to get it up and show everyone. Now onto some makes that I've made before the market this weekend. Now this is Thursday, so our markets are Saturday and Sunday. On tomorrow, Friday, we actually have some appointments that we've got to go to, so I doubt I'm going to get much done, but I wanted to pop on here and just show you what I have made. Now, I did return to work this week, so I've been working my 3 days, which is Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So obviously I don't get much done through the day because I'm at work, and then when I come home, I also don't get much done because I'm lazy, and apart from being lazy, I'm tired, so my market makes are quite less. So we'll get on to the first one, which is another chicken. Now this is just a blanket yarn that I've used. It's a Portercraft blanket yarn. Portercraft is readily available to me when I go shopping, so I do get it. It's a reasonable blanket yarn. It's on the cheaper side, but it still comes up quite nicely. So once again, another chicken. Now this is the Southern Gals Crochet pattern. As I have previously said, it is on Etsy and it's a paid pattern. So another chicken to add to my collection. I've made a little rubber duck, little tiny rubber duck. Love this yellow. Another Portercraft yarn. I am in the process of making another rubber duck, but I lost it yarn chicken. So tomorrow when we go to Launceston, I will get some more in this very bright yellow to make another rubber duck. Now, the rubber duck is a free pattern off Instagram. It's by Amiteurhour. It will be linked below, so you know what the pattern is. But I like this little duck. Very, very simple. So yeah, so that's my little rubber duck. I got some more baby octopus made, a couple in a mix. I did one in the yellow as well. He's got a bit bigger body. As you can see, it's just an extra row. I lost count. Oops. And I've just lost the other multicolored. So I got 3 made. Now, my octopus pattern is a free pattern off Instagram, and it's by Crochet with Mimi. Once again, I find it a very easy pattern, and best of all, it is free. Continuing on with the Pokemon, I've made this one. Now, it is called the Electric Mouse pattern, but of course we all know it as Pikachu. First time, once again, that I've ever made something like this, complete with tail at the back, and there are stripes there. Looking back, I probably could have made the stripes bigger, but it's a learning process for me. So you make the ears separately, you make the tail separately, then the ears are crocheted in the round, the tail is also crocheted in the round, the bubble cheeks are also crocheted in the round, and you crochet from the head down to the bottom with the bubbles in there. Now, this is a pattern from Beck Made Studios. It's a paid pattern off Etsy, and once again, it's called the Electric Mouse pattern, but obviously we all know it's Pikachu. So that gives me 2 Pokemon characters. I'm now out of the 14mm eyes. Yes, I only had 2. I don't have a lot of the makings to do all these plushies, so it is a process where I am adding more to my collections as we go along. So anyway, here's a cute little one. I'm actually pretty proud of how the 2 Pokemon characters come out. If you remember from last video, I did Mew, so that gives me 2. I would have liked to have made more, but as I said, I've run out of eyes. I've now run out of this yellow. So it is what it is. I'll try and get some more made, hopefully tomorrow night, and then I'll probably make something Saturday night as well. So that's all the makes that I've got so far. Yes, I can probably still make something tonight, and I probably will. I'll probably make another chicken. I will probably try and start something else. I don't know what. If I do make anything else and I get a chance before market, I will pop on and show you. But at this stage, that's all I've got made this week for the markets, which begin on Saturday. So just a reminder, today is Thursday, so it is what it is. So anyway, that's where I'll stop for now. I'll pick up again either before the market or as a market recap. So I'll see you again shortly. Hi and welcome to Saturday. We had the first of our markets today that we've got this weekend. Now the market today is a monthly market that we normally go to. We try to go every second month, because it's not the best of markets to always be going to, because it is a village market and you're seeing the same people all the time. But nonetheless, we went. I'll give you the breakdown very shortly, but I'll just pop in here the setup of our market. Okay, so that was our setup. Now I'll just run through our sales. It costs us $30 to have those 2 tables. Now it is an indoor market and it is on rain, hail or shine, so hence why we still go. Now bear with me, I'm reading from my laptop, but we had a total of $117 in sales, and everybody's going, gee, it's not worth your effort. Yes and no, because we're a relatively new market holders, we go to get our name out there. No, it's not the greatest of markets for $117 for 4 hours, but if you don't go, you're not going to know the results. So out of that 117, sorry, as I said, I'm looking at my screen here, we had cash of $100 and $17 in card, and that gives us 32 cents in fees. So all up, our expenses were $30.32 today. Now, what did we sell? We sold our baby octopuses, which I did show you that I make. We sold 3 of those. We also sold a boot remover. Now I'll try and pop up a picture here if I can do it. If I don't, it will be somewhere else in this video because I'm going to talk about that just very shortly. So one of our boot removers sold. We only sold one of our chickens. Now, I should say, the baby octopus, let's go back a little bit. Now, the baby octopus, I sold one to a grandmother who goes, oh, gee, I'd love one of those for my grandson. So, yep, no problem. The second one went to a little girl that was with her mum. Now, that's the lady that also bought the chicken. So in that sale, they had a chicken and an octopus. And believe it or not, it was the pink chicken that I made. So it looks like I'll have to get in and make one of those. Who would have thought that a pink chicken would sell? I honestly didn't think it would sell, but apparently people do like pink chickens. And she said that that would match perfectly with some things that she has in her kitchen. So that was her Mother's Day gift to herself. The boot remover was sold to a lady who said that is perfect for getting off her work boots, which of course, that's what a boot remover is for. Now, further on, I did sell a platypus. Now, I haven't got a picture of the platypus, so I do apologize, but next time I make one, I will pop up a picture of a platypus. Now, that platypus was a relatively large one, and it sold to a lovely lady who has been buying so much off me lately. She's just, again today, put in another order for a blue whale dolphin shark. I think it's a whale. Excuse me. I do have pictures of it that she wants me to make, so I'm on the lookout for that pattern and yarn. So that's another one in my collection that I'll have to get in and get made. Now, I also sold my Highland cow spluter. I honestly did not think that would sell because it's one of my higher priced items, but the lady looked at it and she kept saying, oh, it's so gorgeous, it's so gorgeous. And her partner just kept looking at her, and I'm thinking, oh, well, that's the end of that. And she goes, I'll be back. And I'm thinking, yeah, rightio, that's what they say. And they never come back. Well, she did come back, and she said, I've come back for my Highland cow. See, I told you I'd come back for it. And I do believe the other baby octopus that I didn't mention, it also sold to a young girl at the end of the market. So all up, I sold, excuse me while I count, 7 items. But I guess that's 7 items I no longer have and 7 items that I do have to remake. So that was our market today. As I said, it wasn't great, but you've got to go. I'll pop in here what our table looked like at the end of the market today. I said, we do have another market tomorrow. Never been to this market before. It's advertised as a Mother's Day market. Hopefully I'll get a couple of things made before tonight's out that I can take tomorrow to replenish some of the things that I have sold. I know I won't get a spluter made, but I might get a couple of chickens and who knows what else, but I'll do my best to try. Now, I didn't add it into this video, but I did finish another duck last night to take to this market. So I had to buy some more yarn yesterday. As I said, we had to go to an appointment yesterday, but I managed to get some more yarn, so I was able to finish off that duck last night. Now, onto my little yarn haul that I got yesterday. I had no intentions of getting any yarn, but I had to get the yellow to finish off the duck, so I got a couple of other things. Now, this is all Portercraft, so it's all blanket yarn. We get this from a place called Ship Loads, not the other word that you think I might have said, but SHIP Loads. Now, we can buy this relatively cheap. It's only $2.99 a ball. It is the lower end of the blanket yarn, but it still crochets up great. Now, this color is solid hot blue. So that's that one. Then we got this one. And this one is called Solid Bright Blue. Guess that makes sense. Now, this is the yellow that I had to get yesterday, and flip it around. It's called Solid Lemon. So that's what I was making my ducks in. This is Solid Taupe. Now, I also make chickens in this color, so always after that color. Now, this beautiful green, it's called Solid Eucalyptus. Now, I bought 2 balls of that. All the other ones, with the exception of the lemon, I bought 2 balls, then 2 balls of this Solid Eucalyptus, and 2 balls of this Solid Tree Frog. Just put them side by side so you can see the difference in colours. So that was my little yarn haul from yesterday. So that should get me out of trouble to finish a few projects that I've got going on my plate at the moment. Now, the other thing that I forgot to mention is through the week we had a direct sale with our horseshoe art. We sold a dash hound, and hopefully I'll pop the picture up here if I can do it correctly, but it'll be somewhere in this video. And also another boot remover, hence why I said you will get to see the boot remover somewhere in this video. So they were 2 direct sales that we had through the week on top of our market today. So that's it for today. That's it for Saturday. Nothing else is happening today. I'm going to go and try and do a few bits and pieces. Other than that, I'll come back and let you know how our market goes tomorrow, Sunday. And happy Mother's Day to all our mums out there. Okay, I'll see you then. Hi, and welcome back. Now, it is Monday. I didn't get a chance to record the rest of the market recap yesterday, as it was Sunday, and by the time I got home, I was absolutely exhausted, as one could imagine. Anyway, I'll pop in here now our setup from the market on Sunday. Now, this market was at a small place called Amiteurhour. Now, it's an hour's drive from us. Every market we do is about an hour's drive from us. That's just where we live, and that's just how we get to markets. Now, it was a better market than what it was on Saturday. We had a total of $183, which compared to Saturday was great. Still at the lower end of the scale, very much lower end of the scale, but we managed to sell quite a few things. Now, just to give you a little bit of a recap of the market, as I said, we made $183. $109 was in card, $74 was in cash, and $2.08 in fees. Now, the market went from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and the cost to have 2 tables was $10. Very cheap to have it. As I said, it was worth our while to go. In all, we had 12 sales yesterday with a total of 15 items. Now, just going through that, I've got them in front of me this time instead of trying to look at the computer. Now, as I said, the market was from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our first sale was at 9:05 a.m. and that was selling one of our horseshoe trivets. And once again, I'll just pop it up so that you can see a picture of that. These trivets have been very popular. And once again, we sold another one. People want them from all sorts of things, not just to use as a trivet. So that was our first sale. Then at 9:40, sold a baby octopus. Then at 10:35, I sold my mermaid, which was great because I've had her for a little while. So it was great to finally see her go, and it was a mum buying it for her daughter. Then at 11:51, we sold another baby octopus. Then at 12:01, we sold a duck. And yeah, so that was another duck. Then at 12:10, this was a multiple sale. I sold a kitten, a duck, and one of my chickens. So once again, the chickens sold again. Then at 1:36, the lady that actually bought the mermaid came back and she bought a baby octopus and a chicken as well. At 1:40, I had a young girl, didn't know what she wanted to buy, but in the end, she said, I'll have that apple. She thought it was a strawberry at first, and I did say, no, it's an apple. And she goes, no, that's fine, she'll still have it. So she took the apple. Now, this was a group of 3 girls, so they were quite funny shopping. Their money was burning a hole in their pocket, so they were going to spend it no matter what. Then at 1:41, so a minute later, we sold one of our scrunchies. I'll once again pop up a picture here. And then she said, oh, I really want something for my head. And I thought, oh, I know what I've got. So in the bag, I pulled out one of my bandanas and she was just ecstatic with it. Anyway, when I told her how much it was, she sort of went, oh, I don't have that much money. Let me go and see my nan. So off she went. Next thing you know, she comes back and she bought one of our bandanas, and that was at 1:43. And that was it. Look, it wasn't slow. It was slow and steady. There was no great crowds there whatsoever, but it was just a good country Mother's Day market. So for us, it was a day out. It was to, just to keep getting our name known. Whilst we were there, a lady that organises another market in another area, she asked us if we'd like to come to it. It's a car show with a market, and that's on the June long weekend and nothing booked in. So I said, send me the details and more than likely we'll go for a drive out there, set up for the market and have a look at the car show. Look, as I said, we're not out to break records, so for us to go out and have a day out, it's fine. So that was all the sales that we had. So over the weekend, we have sold a total of 22 items. So I've got a lot of crocheting to do this week. There'll be no rest for the wicked this week, unfortunately. But anyway, I'll get into it and I'll get stuff done. I don't know what I'll get done, but as I said, I'll get something done. So anyway, that's our market roundup for the past weekend. This week, once again, I've got work. I've also got no appointments, thank goodness, this week. So I should be able to get something made. Other than that, I hope you all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And as I said, if you feel that this video is something that you'd like to see more of, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up to let me know that you have enjoyed watching it. Please post any comments about what could be improved. As I said, I'm always willing to learn, as this is something that I am new at, but I hope to improve each time I do a video. So on that note, have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you again at the end of the week. Bye.